Alright, children, today we're going to start with a new poem, Birches by Robert Frost. Now, before I begin with the actual explanation of the poem, I've already shared a little background and the theme summary of it with you. Now, before actually going into the line by line explanation of this poem, I would want you to open your books to page number 8 and see the second paragraph, the last 4 lines. Now, this part is important. You will be using this while writing your long answer as well. Now, while I read it, you will read along with me in your textbooks. I am on page number 8, the second paragraph, the last 4 lines. His poems frequently employ settings from rural life in New England in early 20th century, using them to examine complex social and philosophical themes. Now, children, this particular sentence that I read, you can mark this. This can come even as a 20-mark question. Now, what to write in this, presently you will not understand, but once we have finished with the explanation of the poem, you will be in a position to answer that as well. Now, this can be an analytical question that can be asked from this chapter. Now, here it says that the poet, he has used a lot of settings. His poems usually are set in the rural life of New England of the 20th century. Now, here the poet has talked about a simple game of bird swinging. Now, it's a very common sport in the rural New England in those times, 20th century. Now, children would go bird swinging. Now, what a birch tree looks like, I have shared some images with you. You will go through those images and you will understand what a birch tree looks like. So, children would, climb atop a birch tree, and I have shared a video also with you where you can see how children used to climb the birch tree and how after reaching a particular point, they would hold the tree top and let themselves, come down with the tree and come back on the ground. So I go back to the last paragraph on page 8. The poem Birches is written in blank verses with a particular emphasis on the sound of sense. Now you will see in this poem that there are no paragraphs, no stanzas. The entire poem is written in blank verses and just one line follows the other, one idea follows the other. There are no stanzas that divide this poem. In writing the poem, Frost was inspired by his childhood experience of swinging on birches, which was a popular form of play for the children in the rural area. This I have already described to you, children, that it was a very common popular sport back then for the children in the rural area. In the poem, the act of swinging on the birch tree is presented as a way to escape the harsh rationality or the truth of the adult world, if only for a moment. Though he can climb to a place where his imagination can be free, a swinger is grounded in the earth through the roots of the tree. The narrator in the poem feels a sense of regret that as an adult, he is unable to leave his responsibilities behind and climb towards heaven until he can start afresh on earth. Now, children, this part is really important, but I will not explain it right now. The reason being, you will not be able to appreciate it and understand it well right here, but you will be able to do it once I am through with the explanation of the entire poem. You will be able to relate to it better. So I'll come back to this. Now I start with the actual explanation to this poem. Now, this poem is written in blank verses and there are no stanzas. So I will not go obviously stanza wise, I will go idea wise. So whatever I read in one go is one idea at a time. Alright. So what you will do is you will mark them as ideas. And you can have one separate question of 6 mark or 8 mark based on that. Like I read the first idea, you will follow it in your textbooks with me. When I see birches bend to left and right across the lines of straighter, darker trees, I like to think some boy's been swinging them. But swinging doesn't bend them down to stay, as ice storms do. Now, this much will be one idea. Now, children, the poet is seeing the birch trees in front of him, a lot of them growing in front of him. And as you can see in the picture I have shared with you, there are a lot of birch trees growing straight in that wood forest. But some of them are slightly bent, arched towards the right or arched towards the left. So the poet is seeing these trees in front of him. Most of them, he says, are straight, but some of them are bent. Bent means arched towards the right or towards the left side. So the poet says when he sees these birch trees either bent to the right or the left across the line of trees that are straight, standing erect, firm, I like to think some boy's been swinging them. Now poet says this is what he wants to think, he likes to think, that some child has been birch swinging, that is swinging from the branches of these trees, that has made the tree bent in this manner. Now children, birch tree is a tree whose trunk is a little supple, a little flexible, a little soft. So when children would swing from the branches of these trees, for a while the tree's trunk would lose its rigidity, its firmness, its hardness, and it would grow a little limp, alright, or bend under the weight of the child. So they would be bent or arched to right or to left. Now I will go back to that video that I have shared with you. Now I have shared 2 videos of birch swinging with you. Now this video I'll pause after a little while, and before I go back to the next idea, you will go back to that video that I have shared with you about the 2 birch swingers. Now you will see that after the person has launched himself from the treetop and he is back on the ground, the tree that was earlier absolutely straight is now a little arched, a little bent. So that is what happens after a boy has been swinging from a birch tree. So he says he would like to think that the trees are bent towards the right or the left because some child has been swinging from them. Now here the poet is first putting forth a notion, and then he refutes that claim himself by saying, but swinging doesn't bend them down to stay. Down to stay means bend permanently. Now then he says, but he knows that just swinging from the birch tree does not make the trees bent that way forever, because the trees, the bark of the tree or the stem is supple, it is flexible, soft. So under the weight it does bend for a while, but after some time it goes back to its original shape of remaining firm, straight. So he says that swinging will never bend a tree permanently in that arched shape, as the ice storms do. Now ice storms that are there, now you have seen children, when a tree, I have shared some pics with you where you see the snow accumulated on the top of the birch trees. Now this snow, when it accumulates on the branches of the birch tree, it's quite heavy. You know, you've seen the rooftops in these cold countries. They don't have the flat roofs like we have in our homes, alright? They have slanting roofs. Now why is the roof of these places slanting? The reason is these slanting roof, you know, the snow that accumulates on the rooftop, it keeps getting brushed off, or it keeps falling off. Because if that doesn't happen, there will be tons of snow accumulated on the rooftop, which will, you know, make the roof capsize, you know, just fall through. So similarly, you would have seen in movies and all in these cold countries, what happens? You know, people are snowed in. There are tons of snow on the ground. You have to actually use that shovel to clean it all out. So similarly, when the snow falls on these branches, the tree bends under the weight of this snow. And this is not something that dries away immediately. It stays there for a while. For almost 6 months, till the spring season comes, the trees remain bent under the weight of that snow. So even when later on that spring season sets in and the snow melts away, even then the trees do not go back to their original shape, because they have been bent for so long in that way that now they remain permanently bent that way. And the leaves and the branches trail downwards. Alright? So this is ending of one idea.